tossers have thrown it out the door with their behaviour this week. They should be ashamed of themselves. They should absolutely look at themselves in the mirror and wonder what the have they been doing. They're hissing at us and calling us cheats in the Lord's long room, and they have the gall to say, talk to us about the spirit of cricket. Absolute bullshit.
There's a big appeal. It's hit him on the pad. He's out. Lions gone. New South Wales are 9 down. Onto Sydney Road, and it's hit a car. Oh, I think it's hit a car. What a way to bring up your 50.
All you want is to leave it all behind. Now there is a simple remedy to stay fit for all eternity.
Oh, hello, everybody, and welcome back to Cricket Unfiltered. I am Menas. I'm here with my co-host, Stuart MacGill, a third-generation first-class cricketer in Australia, and took almost 1,000 career professional wickets. Stu, welcome back to the show.
And I'm a third-generation unfiltered co-host.
That's it. Exactly.
Very exciting.
We have a lot to talk about in this show.
Okay, cool.
There's T20 World Cup.
Face.
No, not serious face.
Okay.
Domestic news. But before we get into that, at stages last week, I did feel like a batter about to face up to MacGill when he's in the middle of a grumpy spell. And I was, I remember those looks.
I don't know if I was grumpy. I think I was very single-minded. And I've got to be honest, Menas. I was about to push the microphone to one side and sort of leap across the room. But it's okay, man. You're allowed to be wrong sometimes.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I was a little bit rattled yesterday, last episode as well. Had some stuff going in the morning. So I wasn't quite ready for it.
Well,
but I'm ready now. I'm I'm ready to face up.
Let me tell you, I watched the Super Bowl.
Yep.
Right? Not all of it. Takes too long. Even longer than a test match, I reckon. But
more stoppages for sure.
Post-match interview, one of the guys who was interviewed did not look at the interviewer in the eyes once.
Yep.
And I thought, what a fucking prick. Like, well, you're too good. I know he was too tall, but like, at least you and I look at each other in the eyes when we're having a go at each other.
Yeah, even though it's terrifying for me. Last week after this, I dropped you in New South Wales training.
I did.
You'd work with Tanvi. How did you go with the Blues?
Mate, well, first of all, he made 50 in the second dig, which I was absolutely pumped.
Are you his batting coach as well?
No, I think it'd be ill-advised for me to coach anybody with a stick, but I do have the second fastest 50 of all time for New South Wales in first-class cricket, believe it or not, equal with Victor Trumper.
You're kidding.
No, it's true.
Well, what happened?
Harity, Gillespie, so good bowlers.
Yep.
And Uncle Stewie went berserk, so it was pretty good.
Was that at the SCG?
SCG, yeah. And Darren Lehman, I hit to make the 50. I hit a 6 and a 4 in consecutive balls off Darren Lehman. But the majority of the innings was Harity and Gillespie. But then I hit 6 and a 4 to get 53. They announced it over the loudspeaker, congratulations, Stuart MacGill, second fastest 50 of all time in New South Wales, equal Vic Trumper. I start laughing, get out next ball because I've still got tears in my eyes. But before the last ball, Darren Lehman said to me, he said, now, mate, if you don't keep slogging, I'm going to bring Dizzy back on. So I got out next ball.
Smart, very smart.
Oh, yeah, very smart, very smart.
Yeah, but Tanvi's good coming out of road.
Listen. So what I was particularly happy with, what young spin bowlers think that they've got to do everything all the time.
Yep.
So I got to be Shane Warne from the second I walk onto a field, and that's not true in the slightest. I think the cool thing is knowing that you've just got to keep reminding yourself 20 wickets, and it's a team 20 wickets, and we got to take the wickets as a group. This week, Menas, you're going to take 6 for 40. Next week, I'm going to take 6 for 40. We're going to work through this as a group, as a bowling group. Tanvi's opportunity, I felt that the spin bowling opportunities were slim in this match for both sides. But Tanvir, when he got the chance, he got 2 for at the end. He knocked over the tail, and that's what you got to do. So I actually think, and I haven't looked this up, but I think I may have one of the highest percentages of number 11 batsmen, and I'm not ashamed by that. I actually, because what we want is we want to knock over the tail, and we want to get it done as quick as we possibly can so that our batsmen can take all the glitz and glamour and the chicks and, you know, the money and all that sort of stuff. And that's what Tanvir did. So I was very proud of him. He helped KP, Kurtis Patterson, to his highest ever first-class score, and he's a wonderful human being too.
Absolutely. Great story.
I think in another world, he would be the guy that we're putting at the top of the innings. I would still pick him at the top of the innings for Australia, even now, because I just think he's more stable. He's mature. He knows his game. He can get it done. But I don't think, you know, Georgie Boy will have a bar of that, you know, because he's way too clever for us. So.
I've got a question about George I'm going to throw at you a bit later. You mentioned Tanvir. You said on the first episode here 3 weeks ago, you told a player to retire. Now, I'm going to see your best poker face now.
Okay.
I think it would have been Nathan Lyon. Oh, he didn't move. Okay. That's
so what's the next question?
Oh, I didn't go.
I'm sorry, did you say poker face or serial killer face?
You've got both.
I actually took a great photo just then, just segue of which I'll send to you. You can put it on the pod. I was just walking down Harris Street in Pyrmont, and on a traffic light was a sticker that said Lion. And so I just took a picture of it and sent it to his agent because I thought it was really cool. I saw Nathan a couple of days ago. I love that urban stuff. If anybody could put Stewie, I'd be just sort of punching the air.
Well, if this podcast keeps kicking on, you'll crop up everywhere.
Man, you know, just on that, man, so this is only my third podcast with you. And, you know, social media nowadays for me is sort of, you know, hit and miss. I'm on Instagram, but, you know, and obviously my Instagram is spectacular. But I've noticed in terms of traffic, the sort of traffic that I really engage with nowadays is foot traffic. I love it when people are actually just nice to me. So, you know, well, you'll notice I'm wearing a hat at the moment called The Male Hug, which is my new favourite charity. I love a hug. I love people just saying hello to me, smiling at me, waving at me. I actually really do like that. And since I've been on, it can't be a coincidence, Menace. I've had a lot of people, even today, just saying hello to me.
That's lovely.
So I thank you.
Well,
hats off.
Well, it's great to have you. I said when you joined the show, and it's great to hear that because
it's really nice.
You know, the audience that I've cultivated over a number of years, they're great listeners. Yeah. They've been listening for a long time.
That's really good.
I'm really glad that they've embraced you.
Yeah, they really have. Yeah,
and
thank you.
To add to that, I've had messages from people who are so thrilled to hear your voice.
Well, mate, it's been noticeable. So, you know, either that or there's, you know, somebody's been writing my name on toilet walls. I don't know.
Well, that's great. Let's get into all the action because the T20 World Cup has kicked off. And
have you fallen asleep yet?
I've been watching them. Not the late game, but so far the minnows have threatened in all the games, but they haven't been able to do it. So last night in particular, I was hoping here we could dance on the English fucking grave again. I thought Nepal were going to beat them. They came within 4 runs of beating England. England made 7 for 184. Nepal was 6 for 180. And at one stage, they needed 13 of 9 deliveries. They had it in the palm of their hands, but they fluffed their lines. And also, I have to say, I thought Sam Curran and Luke Wood finished that innings off really well.
Very well.
They didn't give any balls to hit in those last couple of overs.
No, but you're right. Look, man, I got to. This is another thing that's a turn up for the books for me. I do not gamble. I'm not a gambler. You know. But
I'm actually the same. I don't gamble on cricket.
Man, I gamble on my life, baby. No, I don't gamble at all. And but I put $50 on Nepal to win. And the reason I did that is because I've got a number of friends in hospitality who are Nepalese, who are like lovely, lovely blokes. Like I love them all. You know, Pat and Suam in particular, you know, big hugs. But we put $50 on Nepal to win. And like, I mean, what am I watching England playing cricket for? 4 runs. I was going to win $650, which would have been, you know, a magnificent meal for me. Not that I need any more meals, but it was.
I mean, I could see Baz McCullum sitting up in the stands.
Well, mate, he doesn't even deserve to be in the stand.
Looking very worried. I was so hoping it had happened. And I thought the one thing where Nepal, who played very well, probably just showed their inexperience was, you know, the really good T20 players now, they access the parts of the field where there are gaps. And there are gaps in every field. Yeah. And there were gaps behind the wicket in those last couple of overs, but they weren't really able to access them. As I said, really good bowling. It's hard to hit a Yorker anywhere.
But it was what you're right. They did finish very, very well. But as you said, it's in these moments that people think they've got to do something special, when really all they've got to do is just finish.
And 13 off 9.
And yeah,
you just can't afford a dot ball.
That should have just been a finish.
Yeah.
Like, so just get off strike.
Basically, you get off strike and hit one boundary if you won.
That's it. That's all you have to do. And that's Michael Bevan actually taught me that, you know, 30 years ago. He just said, listen, all I need to do is work out how many I need off the last 6 balls, how many I can get from the last 6 balls, and he would have said probably 12. He can always sort of get the 2s because that's what he did better than anybody else. Hit 2s, deliberate 2s, and he said, and that's when you win a game. And you know, I just think it's a shame. And the main reason I think it's a shame for Nepal is because we do want to see, and I know you and I'm speaking for you here, I apologise, but we do want to see some changes in the England setup. And
I just want to see them miserable.
Well, do you? Is that what it is?
Absolutely.
Right. So I would like to see some changes in the England setup. Not because I want them miserable, because I believe in the betterment of the sport, Menace.
Yeah.
But I just think that if England were to win this tournament, there will be no changes. Same goes for Australia. There will be no changes. And I've got a problem with that. I think both countries need to sort of tweak their business a little bit.
Absolutely. I do listen to Joss Butler's and Broad's podcast. And
nice guy.
So I do like Butler a lot. Lovely guy. And
have you watched The Night Manager?
Yes, just finished it.
Right. So
last night.
Stuart Broad, tell me, does he or does he not channel The Night Manager?
You mean Tom Hiddleston?
Yes.
I've got a bit of a man crush on Hiddleston.
Mate, have a look at Stuart Broad. Hottest man in media, apart from you and I, obviously. But, you know.
I hadn't pegged that similarity.
So now watch it again.
I will watch it again. But Butler looked like he just looked petrified if they were going to lose. So anyway, Nepal unfortunately cannot get over the line. And that was the story of the tournament so far. Pakistan were down and out, but they beat the Netherlands by 3 wickets. The Netherlands dropped a crucial catch, and Ashraf went on to win the game. The West Indies beat Scotland by 35 runs. That was a bigger result.
Who's the minnow in that picture?
It's a tough one. Romario Shepherd claimed 4 wickets in 5 balls, including a hat-trick.
Yeah, great. Yeah.
And then India beat the USA after being 6 for 77. They rallied to 9 for 161 and then won by 29 runs. Would have been a huge upset had the USA beat India. Yeah. New Zealand beat Afghanistan by 5 wickets and Sri Lanka beat Ireland last night. So unfortunately, we haven't had the upset the tournament would, I think, want just to get going, but we'll get there. Australia play Ireland on Wednesday night, and then they play Zimbabwe on Friday night. So I would suggest to the listeners go into this expecting the worst, because Australia have an abysmal record in T20 World Cups. I was listening to Brayshaw yap on about how Australia does well at World Cups.
Because that's what you do. You troll other people's podcasts.
I listen to them. I'm a fan, Stu.
Yeah. Mate, seriously, we're gonna come to blows.
But he was yapping on about that. The difference is Australia are the best.
Did you say you enjoy them? The other podcasts?
Yes, I do.
So don't say yapping then.
But when
he was discussing,
when Brayshaw was saying Australia do well in World Cups, I would like to clarify that.
Jamie,
yes,
right.
Yes,
so we're saying James. Okay,
James,
we're not Brayshaw and not yapping. Okay, we go respect on this program.
Okay, well that's not my strong point. But Australia doesn't do well in T20 World Cups.
Oh, we don't.
50 over World Cups, we are the kings.
Yeah.
We won one T20 World Cup in 2021.
Excellent.
We made one other final in 2010.
Yeah.
But apart from that, they're disaster zones.
Nothing.
We rarely make the semi-finals.
Yeah.
The last two, we missed the semi-finals. So I would go in with your expectations pretty low. Australia should make the Super 8s, but don't be guaranteed of that. And then if they're lucky, they make the semi-finals and get on a roll. Since the last podcast, Josh Hazlewood has been ruled out of the show. Ruled out of the World Cup.
It's a shame, yeah.
Real shame. No replacement has been named. Australia are going to see how they go in the first round, which kind of opens the door if they want to bring in Steve Smith.
Yeah. Mate, I think that's where it's going to go, to be honest. I don't know what this. So the replacement rules in T20 World Cups, they're pretty loose, fast and loose, aren't they? You can bring in anybody you want.
Well, Australia's going into the tournament with 14 players, rather than 15. So they're just waiting to name that 15th player. This is the first tournament since 2009 that Australia has gone in without Hazlewood, Cummins, Stark, Smith, or Warner. So that big five players is gone. It's the first tournament since 2011 without one of the three big quicks. So it is a real generational change. Akash, one of our listeners, made the point that maybe Smudge will get called up, but also if he doesn't get called up, they'll just bring in Sean Abbott, who is the travelling reserve.
Who's there anyway, right? Yeah. So that's fair enough. I mean, Sean Abbott's a great player. I'd use him in a heartbeat.
Very good player.
Yeah.
Sixers player.
Great, mate. Love him.
Now, Australian squad. So I've gone through Australia's squad and tried to put together what I think their lineup will look like for this T20 World Cup.
This is bound to be riveting.
It is. So you've got Marsh and Head at the top. Then you've got Green at 3, David at 4, Inglis at 5, Stoynes at 6, Maxwell at 7, Connolly at 8. Then I think you'll have a choice between Kuhnemann and Bartlett, depending on whether it's a raging turner.
Always got to have Bartlett in the side.
Okay.
Yeah, he's amazing. Yeah.
Because if you don't pick Kuhnemann, you've still got Connolly, Maxwell, and Zampa as your spinners.
Yeah.
And so you've got, say, Bartlett or Kuhnemann at 9, Ellis, and then Zampa at 11. So from the squad, that means Renshaw doesn't play, Dwarshuis doesn't play, and then one of Kuhnemann or Bartlett miss out.
So I think you've gone a little bit too warm and fuzzy. So I would like to see more specialist players playing. I'd be more than happy for Kuhnemann to just slot in for anybody. You
could slip in Kuhnemann for Connolly. I don't think you need Connolly at 8.
Yeah,
that's my worry about this team.
And
by the way, this is the team I think they'll pick, not what I'd pick.
And also, so Maxi at 7 you had? Did you?
Correct,
7 or 8?
correct.
Yeah,
Yeah,
7.
7.
So the thing for Maxi is I think Maxi's just a sliding spot for me. So you put him in depending on how he feels, because I actually feel now that because of his, he's very experienced now, right? So I would say to him, do you want to bat time and then go bananas, or do you want to just go bananas? So,
I think they want him to just go bananas.
And man, just ask him. He's allowed to answer the question, So because maybe he bats at 3.
I don't think it'll happen.
No, man, I'm not saying it's going to happen, because obviously George, as I've said before many times, he's smarter than most of us. So he knows what, the best play is. But look, if he was even smarter than George, what he'd do is he'd ask Maxi what he wants to do. Yeah. And then you ask, by the way, I asked the question of Maxi, but then I don't necessarily act on his wishes. I go, okay, cool. How does that fit? So I want to bat the whole innings. And then I think,
everybody would want to bat the whole innings.
Don't think so. I don't think so. So Tim David, for example, does Tim want to bat early?
Well, I think that's what they're earmarking. Tim coming in at 4 and holding Maxi back as your finisher.
So we just need to ask the players and involve them in this.
I'm sure they are. I'm sure behind the scenes.
I'm not sure they are.
But they let them do what they want. They let them play when they want. They let them train when they want. I'm sure they let them give their opinion when they bat.
I'm playing tomorrow. Yeah. I'm batting at 3. I'm getting paid $530,000.
Well, that's basically the way it goes.
Oh, my God.
So I like what you were saying about having a more specialist bowling lineup.
Yeah.
Because I don't like the look of a bowling option where you've got Ellis, Zampa, Green, Stoinis, Maxwell, Connolly, and then one of Kuhneman and Bartlett. I'd love to have both.
Bartlett's got to play.
Yeah, and then you got him and Kuhneman, and then you drop Connolly as the all-rounder. That's where I think.
Do you know which, I meant to think about, I meant to say the other week, the one player that we're really missing is Spencer Johnson. Absolute bloody
It's a real shame.
Oh, my God, man. That guy can play. And if he was in this team, I'd earmark us for a win. Spencer Johnson, Xavier Bartlett opening the bowling, we can't lose.
And Ellis at the death.
Yeah.
That's a good.
It's all over.
Yeah.
And Zamp's in the middle. Just by the way, I don't care who else plays.
So obviously to win a T20 World Cup, you
got
need
to get the wickets.
But you need your top order to fire.
No, need your bowlers to fire.
Well, you need both.
No, bowlers.
Okay.
Even if your team makes 80, we saw the Sixers in the knockout final, mate. Couldn't make 90 chasing 120. It's all about your bowlers.
Oh, I agree with that. And that's why I think I don't like the idea of Stoinis, Maxwell, Connolly, and then you've got three specialist bowlers.
No.
But you need the top order to fire as well. So Head, Marsh, Green.
I'll hear you. It's fine. Cool.
But then Dan Christian, friend of the show, always used to say, depending on where it was published, it would be
don't start it now.
No, it would be either old blokes win stuff or old blokes win shit, depending on where it was published. So I think Maxwell and Stoinis are in big positions because they're your old blokes. This is another T20 World Cup from them. They're going to be 5, 6, 6, 7, wherever they want to. But those two need to have big tournaments for us to take it home with the ball and the bat.
Well, Marcus doesn't because he's the best looking bloke in world cricket. So he's got an advantage straight away. It doesn't even matter if he doesn't take wickets or doesn't make runs. He's still just sort of...
Are you on Instagram?
Yes.
Do you follow his fiancée?
No, I don't. I don't do that.
She is a model or something.
I don't, mate,
it's like the two of the prettiest people. If you when people say social media makes you feel like shit.
I will guarantee I am never going to follow somebody's missus on Instagram, Manners. You've got a problem. You've got a problem, mate.
She's going for sponsors.
End of. You've got a problem.
That's not true. I'm not doing it. They post all the time.
I'll follow Marcus any day, but I'm not going to follow somebody's missus on Instagram.
Well,
you're a fruit bat.
I will send you the link and you will
I'm
follow.
I'm not going to open it. You're an idiot.
You'll definitely follow.
No,
it.
I will not.
Sarah something.
I apologise, Sarah, but I am not following you.
It's a public Instagram.
I don't care.
Okay, well, don't follow it.
Seriously, you've got some serious problems.
What?
That's not right, man.
She wants followers. She's like doing ads and stuff. I'm helping her make money.
Well, is she following you?
No, why would she?
There we go.
Exactly. So, Stoinis, Maxwell, big tournaments for them. So Australia's tournament kicks off this week. I will be doing match reports after each game.
And you must watch them.
I'll be watching them.
Oh, you'll be watching yourself.
I'll be watching the games, and then I'll be doing reports.
I was telling people to watch Unfiltered.
Thank you. And they need to. They will be as soon after the game as I can do it.
Cool.
I'll be honest. If Australia's playing Oman from like midnight to 4 a.m., I'm getting up in the morning and watching that and then doing the report.
Being a professional, I do them at 4:30, but that's fine.
All right, well.
Mate, listen, take a
I'd love to get you on at 4:30 in the morning.
I've done it before.
If we make the final, though, if Australia makes the final, we can watch the final in studio and then record straight after.
We'll do it live.
I had such a good time when we won the 2023 World Cup, recording after that. All right. Wanted to follow up on something we talked about last week with the politics around Pakistan and the situation with their World Cup, not wanting to play India. And I thought, a few people responded that I wasn't saying, I was just saying generally when governments use cricket teams as proxy for their policies, that's when you have an issue, whether it's on the Indian or the Pakistan side. Nasser Hussain made a very good point on his podcast.
Nasser has never made a good point.
He did. He said, what feels unjust at the moment is it feels like India gets special treatment. If India said 2 weeks before a tournament, we don't want to play this game, they would move the game for them, no problem. Yeah. But they won't do that for other teams. So I guess that's my overall feeling is that
It just should be the same for everybody. So at the moment, it feels like India, they just rolled out the red carpet for them because they make all the money. They play the games where they want, when they want. They don't travel if it doesn't suit them. So I just think that's the issue. It's not an issue of India, Pakistan, this particular game. Just generally, the treatment for all teams needs to be exactly the same.
I agree. And if you're going to invite Italy, Netherlands, Scotland, if you're going to invite those teams in, they should have the same rights as India or Australia.
Absolutely. And that's
I agree.
where I'm finishing on that one.
Good.
All right, let's take our first break, then we'll be back with more.
Okay.
All right, you are listening to the Cricket Unfiltered podcast, Menners and MacGill.
Yeah.
I'm Menners. That's MacGill over there.
Yeah, I'm MacGill. I'm the good-looking one.
He's the guy that 986 professional wickets. I could not believe that when I saw how many wickets. 986.
Is that right? I didn't even know that.
Well, I added it up. I'm good at maths.
Why didn't I play to 1,000?
And that's not like grade or anything like
Why
that.
wouldn't I play 1,000? Why wouldn't I get 1,000 wickets? What sort of a moron retires on 986?
Well, I did include your T20 wickets in that.
Yeah, that's okay, but that makes sense.
So that means you would have needed to play one more season for the Sixers.
Wow, God.
At 48 or
What an
whatever,
idiot.
whatever old you were.
Well, 556 years old.
Just on the T20 World
Yes.
Cup, I put out a tweet last week that got a lot of traction. That I think the problem with
16 or 17 follows.
yes,
Yeah,
big for me. Still not Stoinis' girlfriend. Can't get a follow. But T20 World Cups, they're too often. They're every 2 years. And I think that's the problem. That if 20-team tournaments are fine, should be every 4 years, like a proper World Cup. Because to me, the true world champions are the 50-over world champions because the T20 World Cup being played every 2 years, you finish one and then you're preparing for the next one. To me, it doesn't feel like a T20 World Cup. I understand you want to give opportunities for associate nations to play in big tournaments, but I think you could get creative and play like a cup competition in between those 4 years.
We used to have the Champions Trophy, remember? That used
So
to
you
be
play
in
a
the
T20 style.
Yeah.
Or I like an FA Cup style knockout tournament,
Sure.
a regional based thing. But point is, I think playing the T20 World Cup every 2 years diminishes the product and it doesn't feel like a World Cup.
Well, look, mate, it also, you mentioned the football, the FA Cup. One thing that I've noticed being a Liverpool supporter, I've noticed that the volume of sport played by these elite teams, it gets pretty big. And you said Stark, Hazelwood, Cummins, Smith, they're not in this World Cup. It's the workload has a lot to do with that. If we play these tournaments too often, you just, and then you've got IPL, BBL, CPL, PS.
Exactly.
You've got all of these leagues. You can expect players to not participate. I actually noticed that Gout is not going to compete in the Commonwealth Games.
Yeah.
He's just going to do the under-20s, World Cup instead. Like, you can't expect top-level athletes to compete all the time. 2 years is ridiculous for a World Cup.
It diminishes the whole product. So that's my overall thoughts on it. People say 20 teams is too much. I'm fine with 20 teams if it's every 4 years. Sydney Cricket Club, you would know Sydney Cricket Club.
I do.
They're playing in the World Cup as Italy. Did you see that? There's the Moscas, the Menentis. That's such...
Paraphrasing.
They've got like 6 Sydney Cricket Club players in that team.
Yeah. Oh, man, I love the Menentis. They're great blokes. Actually, Moscas are great blokes too.
No, I agree.
So I'm good with it. I look, that they are Italian, so I'm comfortable with it. I'm Welsh, so if Wales can qualify at some stage, I'm in.
Make you come
back.
back.
I'm doing it.
Well, one of the players, I can't remember which one, but there was a story that he is playing for the Italian side, but he's never been to Italy.
Oh, really?
So I just wonder maybe if
I think
this is going a bit far.
That probably should be a prerequisite. I mean, I've been to Wales 20 times, so that's a slightly different. I've been to Italy more than the guys in the Italian team. But I think maybe that, needs to be looked at. And also, what moron wants to play for a country they've never been to? I don't get that either.
Well, I get it that, wouldn't it be fun to play in a World Cup?
So go.
Just go and watch it. Go and watch
Get on
it.
a plane and go to Italy.
But if you're Harry Menenti,
Yeah.
You're going to have an experience you'll never forget now.
Sure, man. But but I bet the Menentis have both been to Italy.
Yeah, but absolutely. But playing in a T20 World Cup.
Yeah,
it's great for
awesome.
them.
No, it's awesome, man. I'm not, as I said, I love the Menentis. So you're not getting me to swing on that one, but I just don't understand.
So do I.
I just don't understand why you wouldn't go to Italy. Italy, if you've got the opportunity to go to Italy, go.
Yeah. Okay, so that's it for the T20 World Cup.
Done. See you later. Boring.
Let's get into the domestic news.
Cool.
So the Sheffield Shield round has been completed.
Victoria got beaten. Yay!
Yay, yes. So Victoria lost to Queensland. New South Wales drew with South Australia.
Yeah.
Canvey took a couple of wickets.
Yep.
Kurtis Patterson made his highest first-class score in his 100th match, 173 not out. Kurtis Patterson, friend of the show, and he was the first ever cricketer on Cricket Unfiltered when it rebranded. So great. He's an old friend of the show. He was on a couple of times last year.
What was the rebrand all about, Menace?
When News Corp, I went to News Corp for a few years.
Okay.
So it was called the Australian Cricket Podcast because it was the only Australian cricket podcast then, the very first, despite what the great cricketers want to tell you. It was the very first cricket podcast in Australia. But once it evolved as the cricket space changed.
Did the rebrand involve a new look for you, like physically? Did you buy some new kit? I mean, I noticed you're wearing Ben Sherman today. Is that a part of it?
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
Right. Yeah, cool.
I take the unfiltered bit to the cricket very unseriously, as you've heard so far.
Very good, mate.
And if you're upset about me saying yapping on, you wait until I get going.
Oh, stop it.
So anyway, Kurtis Patterson, congratulations, the sixth New South Wales player to play 100 games and his highest first-class score. We had a question, which we kind of touched on before, from Gary, and this is his question. Kurtis was so poorly treated in his first test stint. Would love you and Stu to talk about whether Bailey and McDonald are on a path to leave a legacy. In my opinion, is that they have not nurtured any young cricketers who you could say are 10-year certainties from here. Gary. You go first.
Good, Gary.
Legacy.
Is this Nathan Lyon?
So, this is Gary Anderson.
Gary Anderson, right. So not Jerry Anderson, Thunderbirds. So Gary, the thing for me is that with legacy, it's interesting because I think about legacy quite a lot because when I'm talking to sportsmen and women. You should never plan a legacy. You can't have a legacy in mind when you start a journey. Legacy is something that other people decide after you're gone. And if Bales and look, I doubt very much that Andrew McDonald is. I think Andrew McDonald is very, very good at looking after his players, makes them all feel comfortable. A little bit too warm and fuzzy every now and then for me, but that's just me. I know that he would treat me with the same respect and care that he does his players, and there is a position for that. I'd probably rather him as manager than coach. I think that's how I feel about Andrew McDonald. We're going to put Bales to one side now because I've bashed him enough, and we all know he can't cope. So, but I
does he have your number?
He probably doesn't. But I don't have his either. He won't.
So it's a good thing.
Strangely, he won't give it to me. I've got no idea why. But the thing is that I think that with reference that we will take this back to KP, he did get discarded very, very quickly. Nick Madison, I reckon, is the same. Nick Madison just got just turfed when he was lied to as well. We're definitely going to keep you for a series.
Bang,
gone. Ridiculous, because the guy could play it. He's a great bloke. And same with KP. I think they're really, really solid humans who I think when you experience failure, that's when you learn. You either rebound and develop and learn, or you don't. You fade into obscurity. I was speaking to Nick Maxwell, Collingwood captain, this week. And
name drop,
mate. I'd drop a mic if pick it up. But he said to me exactly the same thing. He said it's about those learning opportunities. And, to quote Dory from Finding Nemo, just keep swimming,
I like it.
That's it.
With Kurtis Patterson, I think if you wanted to slip him in the side, it would be a decision, okay, Marnus is not producing at 3. We're going to give Patterson a go and see if he can produce more.
We open the batting with KP, and Marnus can then bat probably somewhere that he's more comfortable. I think somebody with the character, as I mentioned to you once before, I've never met Marnus. So
I have a number of times.
Well, so I'm just speculating from my point of view.
Friend of the show.
I think it'd be a great idea for Marnus to be able to collect himself before he goes out to bat. Just so everything's...
Yeah, 3's his spot.
I don't know, 3, 4, 5 maybe. Doesn't matter.
If Smith retires, move him down to 4.
Mate, Michael Hussey batted at 6, sometimes Steve Waugh 6. Really, it doesn't matter. There's no shame in batting 6 or 5. Best batsman, in my year at the Cricket Academy was Adam Gilchrist, and he batted at 7 and 8. So, there's no shame in where you're batting in the order. It's how can I maximise your contribution to the team? And I just feel that Marnus probably, with his, little nervous energy, could probably do with having the chance to, have a cup of tea, a little bit of chamomile, and then just sort of slide out.
McDonald said in a recent interview he thought Gilly should have batted at 6 at Test cricket.
Really?
And that's why he's moved Carey to 6.
Yeah.
And that kind of annoyed me. I was like, do you really want to tell that champion team?
Yeah, so Andrew McDonald is telling Adam Gilchrist he batted in the wrong spot.
Yeah.
Cool.
He was nice about it. But that annoyed me because sometimes I feel like this generation thinks it's a bit like when I said to you last week about keepers not captaining.
Yeah.
That is being handed down as not everything is right that is handed down generations, but I do like an Australian cricket team with the keeper at 7 and then 6 above it.
So the best so when I went to the Cricket Academy, which is 1991, right? We're in Adelaide. The best batsman in the entire squad, bar none, was Adam Gilchrist. But because he kept, Rod Marsh wouldn't let him open the batting. Now, as we know, Gilly had a very, very successful career at the top of the order in the one-day team.
Of course, yeah.
I want him there. Don't tell me where somebody can bat. People bat where it's best.
That's right. I'm not having any hard and fast rules, but that's
by the way, it's
for
best if I don't bat 6.
Yeah, definitely. Well, after that quick 50, maybe. With the question that Gary asked about the legacy, I have thought that in the end, if you've got a lot of great players like we have now, it's almost unavoidable to not have some bump in the road when a lot of them retire. You think 84 when Lilly, Marsh and Chappell went. You think 06, 07 when Warne and McGrath and Langer went. And then, a couple of players pretty soon after that. Sure. I think it's hard to avoid a bit of a bump in the road or some troubles.
Hey, can I be very clear here? It's not the coach's legacy.
Yeah.
It's those players' legacy. So anybody who suggests that I've left a legacy and they're just managing a group of guys who are superstars, they're kidding themselves.
And I would say to Gary, I do think McDonald...
I was saying it to Andrew and Georgie, but you can say
I'm going to say to
if
Gary, because he's one of our great listeners, that despite them not pushing some players out, like say Khawaja, they have brought players in for bits and pieces at international level to give them a taste, to show them what's required. You think Constas, you think Connolly, you think McSweeney. So they have dipped their toe in the water. And as you know, it's great when you've actually seen it for a little while and you go, okay, this is how good I need to be if I want to make it.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, and I'm comfortable with giving people opportunities. I think we need to then remind them or reassure them that dipping in and out of the team is not failure by any means. Okay, so you've had a little bit of a go, didn't work out, go back, do what you've got to do, make runs, take wickets, then come back in the side again. Because the more, I think experience is like a filing cabinet. It's a filing cabinet filled with experiences. So the more that you can dip into and pull out and extract when you're in a bad moment, the better.
Of course.
So if I, find myself, nicking 3 balls in an over, I've done it before. I know what I did last time. It worked. I'm going to do it again. And then I can, reflect on that. If I find myself, bowling fullies every ball, I've been there before. I can take care of it. I can move on. And I think that's the reason why I do like them giving people an opportunity.
They're very much of the what you mindset you say that just because you're not playing the next game doesn't mean you're dropped. You're just being for whatever reason.
You just don't have a place in today's 11.
Exactly. And they're very much of like that.
That's good.
With McDonald, I just want to go back on what you said about him being a man manager, because I think you might find this interesting how things have changed since you played. So I had Nathan Lyon sitting right where you are, and I sort of asked him about
He didn't fill the chair as much as I do.
I did ask him about the setup behind the scenes, and Lyon started in your era, and he said it sort of changed a lot because now it's more of a real professional outfit where people are coming in and out very quickly, not in terms of playing standards. I'm just talking about people coming in and out, another game tomorrow, traveling here, media commitments. It's very much about just being organized in like organizing that sort of transient professional outfit. And the other thing that was put to me this summer, which is different to when you were playing, players have a lot more leverage. So if Buchanan said to you, go and do this, and you said, well, fuck off, I'm going to go and play T20 cricket now and just make a couple of million a year and no one's going to tell me what to do.
You think John Buchanan could tell me what to do?
No.
Muppet.
But you didn't have that leverage. If you said no to New South Wales cricket when you were playing.
I didn't go to Zimbabwe.
But you couldn't go and play in T20 leagues and
done whatever I wanted.
But you didn't have the financial security that.
Yeah, but there wasn't. There's not. I didn't play sport for money.
No, but I'm just saying nowadays, if you're a player that gets the shits with the system, you can just play in 3 T20 leagues, make a fortune.
Mate, but that means you're playing sport for money, which means you're not a sportsman in my mind. Okay. I never played for money.
Should be for the love of the game.
No, I wasn't playing for the love of the game. I was playing for ego.
Okay.
I wanted to destroy people. That's all it was. It was showdown at the OK Corral for me.
Yep.
It wasn't for money. It wasn't for the love of the game. It was because I loved beating people.
Yeah.
I like to win.
Wow, well, that's a really interesting insight into your personality.
Oh, that's it. Oh, yeah. You haven't worked it out?
Well, I wouldn't say it's a surprise.
Yeah, you wait. The only time you get to talk is when I'm breathing.
Going through the Shield results, Tasmania beat WA in WA, so good result.
That was a
by
good one
22
too,
runs. Yeah, it was a thriller.
Yeah.
Queensland, as we mentioned, beat the leader Victoria by 36 runs. Now, Marnus Labuschagne is playing with a broken thumb. He damaged the bone in his thumb in his right hand, as well as the tendons and ligaments after being struck by Potts in the final test. The reports would suggest doctors do not want him playing, but he's playing with a thumb brace. I actually think Marnus should be resting and getting his thumb better. And then when it's better, he gets back to playing.
Marnus wants to play, he plays.
That's old school.
Yeah, but that's what it is. I mean, I played test matches with broken bones.
Of course. I mean, Border played every second test with a broken finger.
Yeah, Ian Healy did the same thing. My best return in test cricket was I got 12 for at the SCG. I'd torn hamstrings, both.
Yep.
And I had big tape on. I remember the Errol Orcott, the physio, saying to me when he watched me taking the tape off, because I taped myself, so that nobody knew I was injured. I remember Alan Border, who was a selector, coming up to me in Melbourne, which was the second last test match, saying, how you going? And I went, hey, I'm fine, mate. Yeah, everything's great. No worries. And I'd done both hammies. And Mark Taylor knew. He sort of sidled up to me and he said, are you okay? And I went, yes.
Great.
I worked with Patrick Farhart, the New South Wales physio, and we got to a point where I could do it with the tape, and but Errol was really angry with me because I didn't tell him, and I appreciate that. But mate, I got 5 for 57 and 7 for 50, so
No one has.
Marnus can play with a broken thumb.
No one's ever had a better gig in world sport than Errol Walcott, I tell you. Huda is on a good wicket. But with that, I think that's fine when you're playing for Australia.
Man.
If you test match, do it. But for Marnus, I look ahead at the schedule. I think there's 2 years of wall-to-wall test cricket for Australia. If you've got a dodgy thumb, that is going to affect your cricket for Australia. Miss some Shield cricket, miss some BBL, get it better, and then save your best cricket for Australia.
If you're Marnus, okay, this is the way that his brain's working at the moment. If I give anybody else an opportunity, I'm done, right? And they succeed, I'm done. By the same token, Marnus also knows that if by playing underdone he fails, he's done. So, but the thing is that at least it's in his hands, literally in his hands. Yeah. It's in his thumb. If he's in control of his destiny this way, and if you pull out, then you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, well, I still think it's a bad idea, but we'll only know in the next year or two.
Break your thumb and see if you can hold the mic.
Well, definitely not. I'd be crying. That's what So after that round of Sheffield Shield cricket, Victoria is still on top, but Queensland have closed the gap. They're like 9 points behind.
That's the first game that Victoria's lost.
Second game this year.
Is it? Right.
They've lost twice to Queensland. Right. Tasmania in third, South Australia fourth, New South Wales fifth, and WA sixth. But that second spot is still up for grabs with 3 games to go.
Mate, the strongest two cricketing states in the world, second last and last.
Exactly. All right, final break in Cricket Unfiltered, then we'll be back.
Broken thumb.
Lots of news to come. All right, welcome back to Cricket Unfiltered. We are podcasting with broken thumbs.
Yes.
Like Marnus. Stewie broke my thumb.
Got to have opposable thumbs. Yeah.
Staying on Marnus Labuschagne, he is signed for the Pakistan Super League. He will go after the Sheffield Shield final. If Queensland make it, he's signed with Hyderabad. And Steve Smith has also signed for the PSL. It's an historic deal. It's the highest ever contract for a player.
PSL?
Yeah. USD $500,000 playing for the Stallions.
I love Pakistan.
And I liked 2 stories about this. One was the story where it was Smith does Bubba again and said Smith is being paid double what Bubba's getting paid in the PSL. And then the next story was Smith snubs IPL for PSL. And it went, Smith is getting paid double what he would get paid commentating in the IPL.
Wow.
So he signed for the PSL.
Do you know what, Menners? I'm prepared to take half of what he's getting to commentate in the IPL.
Great.
I'm prepared to do that.
I think I'll lose you pretty quickly.
Are you comfortable with that as well? If you took half of it?
Yeah, and I'm also comfortable if you get called up. The only rule is you have to dial in remotely and keep doing the show.
For sure. For sure.
Some bad news. Marley Beardman, the quick from WA, has some lower lumbar back issues, so he's out for the rest of the season.
Young quick bowlers, that's what happens.
Brendan Doggett is out for the season.
Yeah.
Got a hamstring injury.
I was actually there when Doggett did his hammy, the SCG, and that's very sad. And I think, look, he I'm not saying he's a veteran, but he's been around for a long time now. But the workload involved with playing international cricket and then domestic cricket, and, I think it's probably just caught up on him. And I feel, because he's done a great job this year. Great job for Australian cricket this year.
Absolutely. He was asked to do a job. He's not normally to bowl short when that's not his game. And I actually spoke to him at Cricket Central before the season and just asked him about his preparation for the season. It actually echoes what you said. Because he hadn't played a test then, he was like, I'm just going to go at 110% to get in that test side.
That's it.
Like I can't regulate. No. I've just got to go out there and go 110% and get a go.
Much rather break and fail than be safe and not make it.
Exactly. The Sydney Sixers have signed Victorian Fergus O'Neill for the next 2 years. Okay. Bit of a star in the making, I think.
Yeah, he's a star, yeah.
He'll do really well for Australia when he gets an opportunity.
Yeah. I just hope he does well for the Sixers.
True. With their new coach, whoever that is.
Mm-hmm.
Since our last episode, Royal Challengers Bangalore have won the Women's Premier League for the second time in 3 years. Unbelievably, Delhi Capitals who lost the final, have lost all 4 Women's Premier League finals. In the final, Delhi batted first, made 4 for 203. They probably thought, we've got this. We're finally going to win one.
I would have thought that. Yeah.
And then RCB chased it down with 2 balls to go, 4 for 204. Grace Harris was part of the winning team, but Georgia Vole played an exceptional innings for RCB, made 79 off 54 in the final, starred with Mandana in the chase. And when you look at who's going to sort of replace Healy and Perry, Georgia Vole, a performance like that in a final, I think just shows what a gun she's going to be.
Cool.
So 2 Australians were the champions, but I'll just ask you, Stu, can you imagine losing 4 finals in a row?
I don't lose, mate.
Muppet. 4?
I don't lose, mate. 4. Come on, man.
All right. Big news. The MCC have announced 73 new cricket rules.
Mate. Okay.
And we're going to go through every one of them. We're going to go through every one of them.
You are absolutely not. But before you go on, one thing that strikes me, you sent me this to have a look over. What are they doing? Why do you need to? What do you feel the need to make this many law changes in cricket?
Well, I have an answer for you. So the MCC laws manager, Fraser Stewart, was on Wisdom Cricket Weekly podcast, and he spoke about in cricket, you have a law
I'm pretty
for
sure
every...
his name's the wrong way around. Surely Stuart Fraser is better.
They have a law for every situation in cricket. So the one that might have jumped out to you was if a batter hits the ball and it hits the stumps at the other end and then comes back and hits the batter's stumps, by the letter of the law, that is out. And so this happened in a junior match where the batter hits the stumps at the other end, comes back, hits his stumps, and you can imagine that happening on like an AstroTurf pitch. No, so that's out. And Fraser Stewart was saying that now with Frog Box and all these things, every cricket match is recorded. You see all these crazy situations. So they have a situation for everything.
So we're blaming Frog Box, are we?
They're a friend of the show, so I don't want to.
I thought they might be. Everybody in Australia is a friend of the show.
Well, I do work for Frog Box sometimes. So we're not blaming them for anything.
Of course you do. You look a little bit like a frog.
Well, that's kind.
That's good.
You will like this rule. The last over of the day must be completed, even when a wicket falls. So you think about how you would have loved it.
Look, man, I actually do like this one. So what you sent to me was that if you take a wicket in the last over of play, at the moment, everybody goes off. What they're allowing us to do now is to complete that over, even if it's 5 more balls. So I would have the opportunity if, I was on fire, because as it currently stands, play can only be extended, and it can be extended by up to half an hour if it looks as though the innings can finish. But now it doesn't matter. They could be 2 down and I got another 5 balls to go. So there's an opportunity to take multiple wickets in the last over of the game, which I think I actually think it's cool. I've watched a lot of cricket where it's ended with a wicket.
It's a bit of an anticlimax.
Totally, mate. It's just like, man, oh my God. Here we go. It's turning.
You think about when everyone talks about when Warren bowled Bassett Ali.
Yeah.
In the 90s, he had that chat with Healy. That was because it was the last ball of the day.
Yeah. So getting a wicket with the last ball of the day is cool. But imagine if you could get 3 wickets in the last over.
But that's it. Now you've got a chance, because before you would go off when a first wicket. So some of the reasons we're given rewards the bowling side's momentum. So you get a chance at a fresh batsman.
Yep.
Prevents, and this is good for over rate. So obviously you would lose the end of that over and complete it the next day.
I don't understand that. But
no, it just means instead of having half an over to finish the next day, you don't carry it over. So
I don't understand why that should impact on over rates anyway, though. That's stupid.
Yeah. And it keeps the drama alive. Some of the other rules that were changed, which had sort of been flagged before, was the fielder can only touch the ball once in the air after jumping from outside the boundary. So you can't have the Michael Neser jumping type catch.
Okay, so I do like that one as well. Now, my son and I have had some arguments about this, because I hate seeing those catches So where the ball goes over the fence, you jump up in the air and you flip it in and you catch it again. I hate seeing those on classic catches. I don't think it's very impressive at all. When I first started playing cricket, it was the fence was the boundary. You could lean over the fence and take the catch, but, and then it changed so that you had to take it within the field of play. And now all of a sudden you can jump in and out and do all the fancy Nancy stuff, which and by the way, maybe I'm just being jealous because there's no way I can do that. But I don't like it. I just there's something about it, and I haven't been able to put my finger on it exactly, but there's something about it that I just don't think is cool.
Well, they obviously agree with you because they're changing the law to make it just one touch, much simpler. So if you parry it up once, I think from inside the ground, then you're okay.
So take that, Alex McGill. I'm right.
That's it. One other rule that's being monitored but not changed is that the MCC are watching the growing use of retired outs in T20 cricket. Yeah. We've had it a couple of times. We had it with Rizwan in the Big Bash, and they flag a possible future change as the batting side would lose a dot ball, when they retired a batter out. But I do not like this. It just does not make sense. If you were saying to a batter, you're retired out, you don't need to just all of a sudden have this phantom delivery that never happened. It just doesn't make any sense. And then you're losing you're losing one ball for the fans just so some guy can walk off. And I don't think there should be any penalty to the batting side.
Look, I played in domestic one-day cricket in Australia for a period of time. You could play 12. So I'd bowl my 10 overs and then just go and sit out.
Fantastic.
Which was great for me.
That'll be in the Big Bash next year.
It was awesome for me. I don't quite understand the retiring thing. I haven't. I saw it this year.
Well, if someone's batting too slowly, you just hook them.
No. Well, we used to just run them out. so if I was the batting team, I'd just send the gloves out and go run him out with you. And I know that it's happened in grade cricket in Sydney this year as well. But I know. If you're batting too slow, mate, you're toast.
Yeah.
I think maybe there should be a penalty. I think I should be able to retire me, but it'll cost me 5 runs.
Okay.
So the players don't, the fans don't lose anything, but there's got to be a cost to retiring somebody.
But there's the wicket.
Yeah.
Retired out, can't come back.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, no, it is. No, you're absolutely right. It's not retired and you can come back at the end like in junior cricket. But I reckon it should cost you, because I think it's kind of a dumb rule. I think, because I'm from, a different age.
Old school.
Yeah, because I'm old school.
You just want to see
I
someone
like the
barbecue.
brutality. It's like, you know what, mate?
Run him out. Barbecue him.
You're shit. Fuck off.
That like in the Big Bash, they have like kids come up, like send some little kid out. You're shit.
I don't think kids should say that.
I think that's all the news for this week. Now I want to wrap it up with Can't Let It Go.
Okay, what can't you let go?
I've put Stu, have you brought your own item here? Did you get that far in the notes?
No.
Okay, so next week.
Well, see,
Can't Let It Go, and listeners will know this. It's just something quirky or off to the left or the right.
See, you said to me in the notes, you said, Stu, bring your own item. And I'm thinking,
what am I bringing?
What do you want?
I brought a hat.
You want me to bring? I did. That's what I did. I brought a hat.
Okay, then what is? Tell me, who are the Male Hug? The
Male Hug is a charity that I encountered for the first time. So, as I've said to you, I've had an interesting couple of years, and I just love people being nice to me.
Yep.
Just I think being nice to one another, and it was the same during COVID, like people started to become a little bit more aware of one another's requirements, and, just getting a hug every now and then is a big deal. And I met Johnny, who runs the Male Hug, and during the week, and so I'm going to do as much as I can for this charity moving forward, because I'm just looking for some hugs.
Beautiful. Well, we'll have a hug after it. I'm very passionate about mental health, male mental health in particular. So
that's what this is all about.
I think it's fantastic. So I would suggest everyone have a look at the Male Hug.
The Male Hug, yeah.
I've got a couple of quick Can't Let It Goes.
Yeah.
this is from a couple of weeks ago, but I've slept on the Smith v Ponting debate, and I'm leaning slightly on the Smith side because I think Smith is naturally just better in all conditions. If I wanted someone to bat for my life and I didn't know the conditions, if I turn up and it's a raging Turner, I would want Smith. If I want a green top, I would want Smith. I'm talking smidgens between Ponting and Smith.
The last year, when Punter got sizzled from the Australian team, which was an absolute travesty, he should have stayed in the Australian team for as long as he wanted to. When he played the following season for Tasmania, I think he averaged 100, 104, something like that. Every single class bowler, like I'm talking high-class bowlers in state cricket, said that Ricky Ponting was the greatest batsman they'd ever bowled to in history. They just had no idea.
And I think Smith would be the same.
What I'm going to say to you is that if you look at, by the way, you know how highly I regard Steve Smith.
Yeah, we're talking about the greatest players.
Greatest of all time.
I'm
saying that Ricky Ponting is Don Bradman.
Yep.
Steve Smith's Ian Chappell.
Yep.
Look at the way that that Steve Smith has changed his technique and his approach and his stance and everything through his career. I'd say that means he's incredibly talented. But Ricky Ponting was pretty classical the whole way through.
Yeah.
And I think he's Don Bradman.
Okay.
Actually, I'm not saying he's Don Bradman. There is no way Don Bradman was a better batsman than Ricky Ponting.
You said that last time.
Yeah.
I've still got Smith over Ponting.
Yeah, everybody makes mistakes, man.
That's right. And you played with both of them, so you have seen them up close. I just wanted to bring this up. I know you're going to be upset, but I was listening to Blewett on his podcast. And I treat the unfiltered bit very seriously, to Cricket Unfiltered. On Blewett's podcast, he was telling you Greg Blewett, on his podcast, he was
if you keep doing that with the surnames and yapping and all that sort of stuff, we are definitely coming to blows. You're talking about friends of mine.
Yeah, but I'm not... Greg Blewett.
Or Mr. Blewett to you.
He said...
Mr. Blewett.
He was talking about a Sri Lankan tour where they found like a rub and tug place near the hotel.
Why are we talking about this sort of stuff?
And they sent it to the one of the coaches there. Well, what I'm saying is, I thought our podcast was unfiltered. They've taken it to a whole new level, so I need to work on this. I need to work on my notes.
We don't talk about that sort of stuff.
I know we don't, but they've taken the unfiltered to a whole new level.
How do you know if it's even true?
Well, I'm just saying, I was like, are you really telling the story in your podcast?
I think he's just trying to entertain his audience.
They told the story that one of the players found a rub and tug place.
I don't want to talk about this.
Okay, I'll just tell you. And so they sent a coach there to get a massage. They didn't tell him what was happening. And then at the end of the massage, the chick goes, is there any other areas that need attention? And the coach goes, oh yeah, my left hand is a bit tight.
It was his calf.
It was his calf. It was his calf. You know the story. There we go. All right. And last, can't let it go. Busted. Fucking busted. Got there. All right. You should. And then last thing is India won the Under-19 World Cup. Congratulations to them. Suravanshi hit 175 of 80 deliveries in the final. India made 9 for 411, smashed the Poms by 100 runs. But Suravanshi, we know how good he's going to be, and this is just more evident. So,
how long is he going to be 14 for, do you reckon?
Well, I think he's been 14 for 3 years now.
I know, exactly.
Yeah. I think the maths is probably 17.
Do you know, this is a true story. So when I was in Pakistan, I think it was 98, Patrick Farhat was the physiotherapist. We're walking around the ground, and they ball boys who are, you chuck the ball back when it got hit for a 4 or a 6. And Patrick said to one of the kids on the outside, he said, so how old are you? And he said, cricket age or real age, sir? Seriously. So, mate, he can be 14 for the next 20 years for all I care. He's a good batsman. That's all that matters.
What I think is interesting about that is, and you did it, a lot of cricketers, you can play into your mid-40s if you're a spin bowler, no problem.
You can. Unfortunately, you can't play into your mid-50s, which is a shame.
Yeah, it is a shame.
I'd be playing today.
You'd still be taking wickets.
Thank you, Manners.
All right. Well, look, we have cracked through so much
this is
information.
Podcast 3.
Podcast 3, yeah.
So you're probably going to make it 4.
I reckon.
It's not bad. You've done pretty well.
I've got a great cricket week coming up. So I've got Ireland Wednesday night, Australia, Zimbabwe Friday, and then I will be at the SCG Australia series against India in the women's multi-format series kicks off, so a T20 game.
Cool.
So I'll be there for Molyneux's first game as Aussie skipper.
Captain.
What do you got planned this week? Anything?
TAFE,
and that's it.
TAFE community service.
Brilliant.
Everything's a win.
Is this part of community service? It
No,
should be.
unfortunately, it should be. I'm working with special kids.
All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in to Cricket Unfiltered.
Yes.
Rate and review the show. Get in touch if you've got questions for me or Stu, and we'll be back soon.